Feeling behind is one of the most dangerous yet common thoughts that we are collectively experiencing right now in society. My friends are all ahead of me. My family's disappointed in me. I have nothing going on for me. I am so behind. But what if I told you that you are exactly where you're supposed to be right now, and I'll explain to you why. All these lies that are currently surrounding you on a day-to-day basis, such as you must be married by 25, you must have $10,000 in your bank account by 30, you must go to university, you must have a good job by 21, you have to have kids by 29. They are all false because of two reasons. Number one, they don't account for your current circumstance nor the various disadvantages that you had growing up. But number two, they don't account for what it is that you actually want. Instead, they are direct reflections of what society expects out of you. So for us to understand our core beliefs and to actually progress with it, here are the 4 lessons that you need. If you can follow these 4 lessons, you will realize how tailor-made it is, particular to your situation, and it will completely transform the way that you see your current circumstance and also will give you a game plan moving forward. Look, number 4 has been the most transformative for me, but I really want you to go through lessons 1 through 3 because it will provide the context that you need. Let's move into it. Number 1, you must find your baseline of gratification. Our human mind works in a very funny way. It can recognize or be aware of only the things that we pay attention to. So if you're constantly thinking about the negatives, then you will only see the negatives. So to break this cycle, you must actually try to pay attention to the positives. And although it sounds easy to do, it's nowhere actually easy when you're in the midst of doing it. So I get it. I've been in your shoes, but you have to go through this process. So I want you to think about 2 things. Number 1, the complaints that you currently don't have. And number 2, be grateful for the progress that you've made. So in terms of number 1, if you have a roof over your head, food on the table, if you have friends that care about you, if you have parents that love you, if you have a job, if you're not in extreme debt, you have to recognize that these are incredible blessings that actually puts us in a great spot of advantage versus a lot of different people out there. Those small, minuscule things that we tend to overlook on a day-to-day basis, they're actually the foundation of the great life that God has been able to bless us all with. And in that second step, in terms of being thankful for what you've achieved so far, currently take a pause right now. You can pause this video and think about it for a few minutes. Look around you and actually think about the accomplishments that you've had. I don't mean a particular trophy. I don't mean a particular certification. I mean some of these small wins that you've been able to show to yourself in regards to maybe going over, let's say, a difficult hurdle in your life. Maybe it was that you were failing in a particular class, but you persevered through it. Or maybe it was because you were afraid of public speaking, but you still gave that presentation. Or maybe it's that you have social anxiety, but you were able to meet new friends. Or maybe it was that you really never had gone to the gym before, but you went to it for the very first time and you tried out new exercises. All of these small little accomplishments that we don't give ourselves enough credit for because we're constantly looking at other people and what they've achieved, we have to shine light on it. So what are the complaints that you don't have? What are the achievements that you've had so far? And really, in collection, this quote constantly rings into my brain, which reads, if you knew what other people's problems were, you would likely keep your own. But we forget that on a day-to-day basis, okay? So please, in step 1, find your baseline for gratitude. Number 2, why comparison will harm you. There's another great quote that reads, comparison is the thief of all joy. But it's because it puts us in this endless cycle of guilt, anxiety, and shame. So when you see that someone your age has accomplished something successfully on social media, what you will do naturally is compare yourself to that barometer. Then what do you start to experience? Pressure. You start to think that you're on this timeline. And when you have this pressure, it doesn't cause you to move quickly because it's not as if you could just pause your current life and all the various problems that are in it. It just makes you even more paralyzed. And then this endless cycle of anxiety then stresses you out further. And therefore, every single time you go and scroll on your phone, you see someone else's successes, the way that your brain is actually processing it is in a very unhealthy way. And I am sorry if I've ever actually attributed to this. It was never my intention, but even when I look back at my own content, I can understand why it might feel that way. So I do apologize. I really want to get you into this idea that comparison is so damaging. It's one thing to do it in a way in which you take it as inspiration, which is what I intended, but again, I understand that it doesn't always come across that way. But in that honest truth, when you're looking at someone else's life and someone is ahead of you in a different way, then you look at that and you think, I want to be like that. I want to progress in that direction the way that they have. Even if they've done it at a younger age, maybe I won't immediately discount it and call it a scam. Maybe I'll look at it and think, what is it that they had to do? What is it that they've done that I could potentially learn from? If you can start to encounter these experiences in life, not just your own, but everyone else's, as learning opportunities, that is a great, healthy mindset. But what is happening for most of us is that we don't even have the recognition that this is an unhealthy behavior of consumption. So please recognize that comparison is the thief of all joy. In social media, everyone's going to be sharing their highlights. And for you to compare your step 1 to someone else's step 50, you have no idea how much months of work or years of work or sacrifice they've poured into that moment. And you might think that it's an overnight success. It is so unfair to you, right? It is so impossible. It is going to constantly set yourself up for disappointment. So right now, okay, once we've understood the baseline for gratification, it's now up to us to understand it's one thing for us to look at people for inspiration. It's another for us to compare ourselves in a negative light. Now, number 3, how to move forward. Now that we've gone through all of this preparation in terms of our mindset, we have to now move into what are the practical actions that we're taking moving forward. For you, this is a video that I had posted about last week, and I encourage you to watch it because it'll break down 5 core desires and it will tell you exactly your game plan. Whichever desire that you may have in your heart right now, I want you to just choose one, because so often we overwhelm ourselves with way too many options, way too many paths that we're trying to progress in simultaneously. It is already difficult to achieve one set of success. It's another for us to set ourselves up for failure by constantly putting on these expectations to ourselves that are impossible for us to manage. It's this idea of we're so mean to our future selves. When we're putting this to-do list together, it's so exciting. It almost feels as though we're actually doing the work. We think, okay, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this. And you don't remember that a future version of you is actually going to have to pour in that time, that energy, and that work. So be careful. Just choose one of your core priorities and then break it into daily practices that you can advance forward with. That step is so important because it's not just theory, it's not just conceptual, it's not just a big macro goal that we have for ourselves. It's an ability to understand that we have to show up 15 minutes here, 25 minutes here, 30 minutes here, and it's the ability to stack these small micro wins over an extensive period of time that allows us to reach all of our greatest heights. This is the biggest mistake that everyone makes about this idea of progress or even discipline. We mistake it for intensity level. We believe that we have to operate at 100% in order for us to feel satisfied in our output. And when we can't show up 100%, we feel so guilty. But discipline and consistency is way more nuanced than that. It's understanding that we as human beings are going to have natural ebbs and flows of energy states, but we have to show up regardless, right? But that means it'll look different on a day-to-day basis. Sometimes it means a 2-hour workout. Sometimes it might mean 10 push-ups if our lives have gotten in the way. That's okay. It's for us to understand that we have to actually celebrate the things that we've done and not punish ourselves for things that we haven't done. It's the greatest mistake around discipline and consistency, because that same person, because they can't show up for 2 hours, in their brains they think it's not even worth showing up. But one missed bad workout actually turns into 5 missed workouts an entire month or a year off of the gym. This is where everyone fails. For you, discipline is going to be understanding it's these small daily practices that I have to put into my calendar, and I'm going to show up as best as I possibly can. If that means I have 20% to give one day, I'm going to give that 20%. I know that that was my 100%. In retrospect, when you do a bird's eye view of this type of effort over the span of a year, that is when great progress is actually made. Number 4, find your anchor. And for me, it has been my faith. Time and time again. Look, all of this is going to be hard. To live a good life is going to be hard. I won't ever undermine that. So it's really important that we actually develop a sense of purpose, that we're doing this for something much bigger than ourselves. Because if everything that we do is only for ourselves, we're constantly going to run into things, and the life that we have is going to constantly throw things in our way that is much bigger, much stronger than us. For me, when I look at my relationship with God, that is my one common anchor all across my life, through the ebbs and flows, through the big high moments, through the very low moments. It has been the ability for me to remain steadfast in my approach, to have faith in the fact that everything is happening for a reason. It gives me the sense of purpose, even when I have no idea why I'm doing something. I just know that I have to show up the next next day. It's the understanding that because I've God in my corner, that who else can hurt me? What else can hurt me? It's the ability to be reassured in real time that you are on the right path. I wish that we were friends and we could text each other all the time and I could tell you and remind you every single day that this is exactly what you're supposed to be doing. It's okay that it's hard. I know that you're going through sacrifice right now, but this is going to be worth it. But I know that I can't. So I hope that you can identify an anchor internally, something that you can call your purpose, something that is much bigger than you, something that goes beyond you, so that in these moments you can go back or refer back to that anchor and think, yes, this is hard in the moment, but this is what I'm pursuing. So I know that it's always going to be hard, but it's in that pursuit that I feel confident that I'm on the right path. Listen to me very carefully when I say that you are not behind. And I really do mean that from the very bottom of my heart. And I need you to get out of this mindset. And I understand that it's very difficult, but those are 4 practical steps that I've just given you. Lessons that I've applied myself and have had incredible success with, but I don't mean to say it's a one-time thing. I'm constantly in the midst of that evolution myself. So if we can challenge ourselves to realize and gain perception in real time, I genuinely believe that all of us will be happier. All of us will be more content. All of us will take a great sense of joy in our day-to-day lives. If this was helpful, give this video a thumbs up. And if you have any questions at all, leave them in the comments below. I really encourage all of you to be kind to each other, to be kind to yourselves, and I will see you all at the top.